What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. All right, all the news and reports are starting to fly after our Friday evening interview with Ben Johnson. Everybody knows that went down with the Raiders. Tom Brady, Mark Davis brought in Ben Johnson and conducted that virtual interview. And so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because, again, a lot of reports are flying. But then we also have some information coming out about Deion Sanders, stating that he's very interested in the head coaching job for our Raiders. And so I kind of want to give you my feedback on that. And so we're definitely going to get into all that. But before we do, Arnie Garza 5596, I surprised you guys with a giveaway on Monday, I believe, and I announced it. And I need you to just hit me back. Email me at realraider805@gmail.com. Email me as soon as you can so I can give you instructions on how to redeem your giveaway. I'll probably give you about 2-3 more days. I'm dropping this video on Saturday, so I'll give you a few more days. Email me back so I can get you the instructions on how to redeem that giveaway. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to have to choose somebody else. But, man, just email me back so I can get it over to you. So I appreciate it. And if you guys weren't able to get into that giveaway, my next giveaway is at 4,500 subscribers. So if you want to be included in that, hit that subscribe button so you are included, but also turn on that notification bell so when I drop more content, you'll be notified. But you also know when I go live as well. And I think I'm going to go live Sunday night. So make sure you pop in for that one. So definitely appreciate it. But let's talk about this, right? Raiders had their virtual interview with Ben Johnson Friday evening, and all the reports, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, all of them are stating that he is emerging as the front runner. And look, a lot of people were surprised when the news dropped after AP was fired. Then all of a sudden, Tom Telesco. I think a lot of people were surprised that Tom Telesco was let go. Now, mind you, you can agree or disagree on the job that he did, but they went ahead and did it. And so they let him go. And then there's a lot of speculation. I did as well, just to kind of what is going on? How are we going to move forward? Now we already have head coaches lined up and we don't even have a GM. What's going to be the next step? And as time goes on, now we know. We know that they are basically wiping the entire coaching staff, majority of the front office, and they're paving the way for Ben Johnson, and rightfully so, right? Because a lot of the reports are coming out and saying that he is the clear front runner. And look, if you're going to completely start from scratch, burn the building down and flip this thing over, you better go for the hottest commodity. It doesn't matter whether you want Ben Johnson or not. I think the majority of us do, but you better swing for the fences and you better get this guy in the building, and he better be the right pick. He better be the one that gets us to where we want to go. And so they have wiped the entire slate clean for him. And again, rightfully so. So, and now back to all the reports of him emerging as the front runner. The way that I look at it is, let's not get too excited, right? Everybody can report that he's the front runner, and that's great. Everybody can report that Mark Davis and Tom Brady are swinging for the fences. This is the guy that they want. This is what they're preparing for. And again, good for them. They can prepare for whoever they want. But it's all about whether or not Ben Johnson wants to come to us. Now, I know that he's going to be interviewing with the Bears in Jacksonville as well. I think that's actually today. Saturday is when I'm dropping this video. And so we can want him all we want, but it's all about, is he going to want to come over here? And that's the biggest thing. That's the only thing that matters at this point. And let's take a look at what's the difference between some of us and the other teams that he's going to interview with. Right, you got us, the Jags, and the Bears. As it stands right now, he may accept a few others, but as it stands right now, those are the three. And as time has went on, and now that we have completely cleaned the slate of the front office, and it looks like Tom Brady is heading the ship of the hiring process of the next head coach, you look at what the Bears are. The Bears are just as bad and dysfunctional of an organization that we are. Now, mind you, they got Caleb Williams over there, so that's a good start. That's a good start. You got a quarterback that you could potentially build off of if you think that guy fits your system. They got a lot of offensive talent already over there, which is, again, a plus for them. And I believe you have a top 10 draft pick with the Bears. The difference is that we also have the second most cap space going to the next season. We have the number 6 pick. We're ahead of the Bears. But at the same time, we've cleaned the slate. I believe Tom Brady is going to talk to Ben Johnson and tell him, look, we can match you up with the GM, not necessarily of your choice, but give you some input. I'm not a fan of a head coach having so much control potentially over a GM, but it does look like the way that they're structuring this is that Tom Brady is going to bring in someone or a GM and head coach that matches his vision. All right. But again, if that can win us a guy like Ben Johnson, more power to him. But I think between us and the Bears, it looks like our situation might be a little more attractive than the Bears as it stands right now. Because Ryan Poles over there, the Bears GM, he's proven. You keep Eberflus as the head coach going into the season, and then you fire him when you had the number one draft pick the previous year, and you bring Caleb Williams, you match him up with Eberflus, even though you knew it wasn't the right guy. There's too many red flags with that organization as it stands right now. And again, we're giving Ben Johnson a clean slate to work with, as well as Tom Brady, to see kind of how he figures this thing out. So as it stands right now with the moves we've made, I do think that we could be a better fit for Ben Johnson to come to us. Now, let's take a look at the Jags, right? The Jags, they also have a GM already in place. The owner, I think there was either a private conversation or something reported. I don't know the details, that the owner over there with the Jags basically talked to their GM and said, hey, look, you might lose your job depending on the route that we want to go. Again, don't quote me on it, but I think that there was just some weird conversations going on over there. But the Jags, right? The Jags, they already got Trevor Lawrence. They got a lot of offensive weapons, a young Brian Thomas Jr. over there as a receiver. It can be a very attractive situation. And so, but again, it goes back to, depending on what that conversation is with Tom Brady and Ben Johnson, and saying, hey, we have cleaned the slate. We've got rid of Tom Telesco, and now we are going to potentially match you up with a GM that is more consistent with what your vision is, as well as Tom Brady's, having that cohesiveness between the front office, the GM, the head coach, all that. I mean, it can be attractive. Right. And so, in my opinion, the moves that have been made, with obviously firing AP and then relieving Tom Telesco of his duties, and now you got Tom Brady right in the ship, it's setting the stage for a head coach to potentially look at this job as a little more attractive than others, especially with the Patriots. The Patriots, even though there was reports that Ben Johnson were on their top list, there's also reports that have just recently came out that the Patriots and Mike Vrabel are in contract discussions. Because I think the Patriots was the one organization that could have been the biggest threat to us, because they got a better draft pick than us. They got a young quarterback. They have, I think, the most salary cap space going into next year, and they are a proven winning organization. And so, to me, it felt like that could have been a more attractive situation than us. But it sounds like reports are coming out that Mike Vrabel is already in negotiations, and it looks like Mike Vrabel is potentially going to be their next head coach. So if the Patriots move aside and they're no longer in the picture, then it does put us potentially, in my opinion, possibly the most attractive spot for Ben Johnson. Now, again, let's just hope everything went well in that first interview. Ben Johnson's still going to go on and coach within the playoffs. There's going to be time in between whether or not he's going to come back for a second interview. But again, at the end of the day, we can say that we want him and he's emerging as the top candidate for our head coaching position. Yeah, okay, that we can want him, but at the end of the day, it's all about him wanting to come to our organization. That's the biggest thing. And so I'm not getting my hopes up or anything like that. I'm going to kind of let this thing play out. We still have head coaches that we're going to come in and we're going to interview. So we'll see how this thing plays out. So I'm just saying, let's not get too crazy and excited about it. Let's just be patient. Let the process kind of play its way out. And so let me know in the comment section down below. One, do you want Ben Johnson as the head coach? And do you think, based on what you've heard so far, do you think that there's a really good chance that Ben Johnson's going to be heading this way? Let me know in the comment section down below. Vinny Bonsignore basically reported that Deion Sanders and his team has reached out to Las Vegas Raiders, stating that he's interested in the head coaching job. Right? Doesn't mean that the Raiders are interested in him. It's saying that Deion Sanders' team reached out to them. And shouts out Vinny Bonsignore, because a few days ago, there was reports coming out that Tom Brady contacted Bill Belichick and inquired about him potentially leaving college football. And everything went off about, oh, Bill Belichick's coming. Tom Brady wants Bill Belichick. And I think Vinny Bonsignore was the first one to kind of break and say, look, pump the brakes. It was more about a phone call about Tom Brady just asking questions about the process of hiring a GM and potentially getting the head coach in the building that you want. And so I think it was more of just Tom Brady inquiring and asking questions of Bill Belichick about the process that he's about to go through. So shout out Vinny to kind of pumping the brakes and calming the waters on that. And so, but he did report earlier today that Deion Sanders and his team reached out to the Raiders and said that we are interested. And here's my thing. is let me know in the comment section down below. Are you interested? Do you think Deion Sanders would be right for our head coaching position? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm going to give you my take on it. My take on it is basically I don't want Deion Sanders. I don't even want Shedeur Sanders as our quarterback. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to be the quarterback that could get us to the promised land, to the Super Bowl and win it. Do I think he has a chance at being a decent quarterback in the league? Yeah, I do. I don't think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback. I don't think he'll be a top 10 quarterback in the league. I just don't. And so I don't want Shedeur Sanders as our quarterback. And if Deion Sanders comes over here and is the head coach for organization, that almost guarantees you that he is going to be our next quarterback. And I just don't want that. I think Deion Sanders is a very good college head coach. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's going to turn Colorado into all of a sudden a national champion. I don't think that's going to happen. But he's been able to turn around that Colorado organization, that program. And it remains to be seen just how consistent that success is going to be for Deion Sanders. And that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get into details as to whether I think he's going to turn around that program or turn that program into a national champion. But I just don't think his coaching style translates to the NFL. And so I just don't want him here. That's kind of my take on that. But the report did come out and stated that he is interested in the head coaching position for Las Vegas Raiders. And so again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think on that. I don't want him. I hope he doesn't show up. I'd much rather take a veteran proven head coach like a Pete Carroll, even a Steve Spagnuolo. I mean, I would much rather some proven head coaches that have a ton of experience in the NFL and have been with successful teams. I would much rather that than a Deion Sanders. But again, just my take. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Just kind of want to jump on here and kind of give them my take. Again, I'm going live Sunday night, so make sure you check in, hit that notification bell so you do know when I go live. But again, big shout out, Ernie Garza, 5596. You were the winner of my surprise giveaway. Email me at realraider805@gmail.com so I can get you or give you the instructions on how to redeem that giveaway. And if you guys missed this giveaway, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell so you do know when I do hit 4,500 subscribers and that next giveaway does go down. So I appreciate you sticking with me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.